some of the stuff is completely unpassable. Pickle. We got 3 things for you today. We're gonna test a pace count over 1,000 meters. We're gonna test a grill, and we're gonna test brand new Stokermatic original steak recipe coming up. Right, so the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and test out Stoker's pace count. Now, what is a pace count? A pace count is how many paces that it takes you in order to move a predetermined distance. Normally, it's going to be 100 meters, because most maps that we're dealing with are in the metric system. If you're using Imperial, then make sure that you know what your pace count is for 100 yards. Right, and so for 100 meters, typically I'm going to move between 65 to 70 paces. Normally when I'm doing my math, if I'm just moving in some ordinary terrain, I may use 70. Every time that left foot hits the ground, I'm counting off. And then when I hit 100, I'm going to make a little tally mark in my book. I'm going to tie a knot in a rope. I'm going to pull a bead on my Ranger beads, whatever it is that I'm using to keep track of my count. Now, I don't recommend trying to keep an azimuth for 1,000 meters, but this is going to be a great test, because I think, from my experience, that this is one area where people lose their confidence. All we have to do is 2 things when we're doing land navigation. At the end of the day, we need to keep on a particular direction, and we need to keep that direction for a specified distance. So distance and direction at the end of the day is all that we're trying to do. But people get lost all the time. People fail land nav courses all the time because they do one of these 2 things without confidence. So I'm going to show you that you can have confidence in your pace count. What your pace count is, man, it's accurate. Now, I will tell you, if you don't know your pace count, then when you set up your course, then make sure you move it under the same load that you expect to move. It's best to move in the terrain that you expect to move in. But listen to me, friends, your pace count is not science, right? It's not science. It's not building airplanes, if you will. If you're moving downhill, if you're moving uphill, if you're moving at night, if you're moving in a contested environment, it's going to impact your pace count. So you need to know these things. There's a lot of variables, but what you need to know is that it's going to get you close enough, friends. It's going to get you close enough. What's close enough? Close enough to find your objective. And now in the land navigation course, we're looking for a small, maybe ammo can box. We're looking for a small marker. In a real world scenario, you're not doing that. You're not looking for a 10-digit grid coordinate. You may be looking for an 8-digit, and your pace count is going to get you there. Right, so let's get to this. All right, so here we are. We're getting ready to step out. We're going to move due east, because moving in exactly 1,000 meters is going to make it the easiest way to get this done. Now, I'm using this USNG app, and it's going to tell us our exact 10-digit grid coordinate. This is a free app, not sponsored by them or anything. So when we move out, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, right? And right, so starting out at 23285-98319, we should end up at 24285-98319. We're going to move an exact 1,000 meters using our pace count and our pace count alone and see what happens. Right, so the other thing you're going to see me use is going to be a Silva Ranger compass. Leave links down in the description below for everything if you're interested. And then notepad and pen, right, to keep our tally marks at. So that's it, right? So that's it. So we're ready to go. So I'm going to shoot an azimuth of 90 degrees, which is going to be in this general direction. Let's get dude over to 90. Rotate until we have red in the shed, and I know that we're moving out straight in this direction. All right, so from here on out, I'm going to be using a drone primarily for some footage, and I will carry along this dude as well for some audio stuff along the way, but I think it's going to be interesting stuff. Let's get to this. So off in my distance at 90 degrees, I don't have anything I can use as a steering mark to make sure that I'm moving at the right direction. So I'm going to have to rely a little bit more on my compass to make sure I'm maintaining a proper heading. But let's go ahead and get this dude up in the sky, and then we'll start stepping off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This stuff is so thick. You can see how tall this stuff is around me now, right? All this fur, man, it is so thick. My pace count's probably gone all the way up to probably 90. So we're gonna keep moving forward. I'm gonna estimate that I am 700 meters at our last stop there. We got about another 300 left to go. Find a way through. Some of the stuff is completely impassable, even though it got a little bit lower. Come right up here, get in this open clearing again. We'll check our azimuth. What we're gonna do is check our azimuth here. Oh, and coming out, we're almost right on the money. Okay. And so we got 800 meters now, so we're extremely close. We only have, 200 more that we need to go. So there's 8. We'll go make 9 and 10 and see just how close we are. 1. All right. Mark that down. That's 9. 900 meters. We're gonna come right up here. Find a place to drop the stuff so we can see how good or bad we did. I was hoping it was a little bit more of a clearing than that, but let's take a look. All right. Here's the moment that we've been looking for. So, started out at 232.85, 983.19. We are currently at 242.12, 982.42. So that's a difference of about 65 meters to not being east enough, and drifted 982, about 40 meters north and south. So overall, to be honest with you, I can't beat it, man. That was some super thick, extreme brush that we were moving through. A lot of ups and downs. Although it's a prairie, it's not straight flat land. So being off probably a total of 60, 70 meters over the course of 1,000, trying to use nothing but dead reckoning, Man, come on now. I can deal with that. Right, so why you wouldn't want to do what we just did. So I'm actually going to get on the road, and I kind of help serve as a purpose other than, you know, testing purposes, right? To build confidence, right? If you have your pace count, right, it's going to be pretty dadgum close to what you need. And again, going back to failures that I've seen folks make of stopping, you know, only trying to move 400 meters and stopping at 200. Man, you're not close enough. So you need to trust your compass. You need to trust your pace count. And getting out and doing an application like this, which is super easy, man. If you got a phone, you can do it. So it's good to validate your pace plan, your pace count. But why don't we want to move 1,000 meters? And this is one of the failures that, but we're not going back the way we came. You're crazy. Why don't we want to do that? So 1,000 meters, you're going to be off. And if the terrain was worse, it's going to be even harder to track and to maintain that distance and that direction. You're moving at night, you're bobbing and weaving, things are coming and going faster than you can shake a stick at. And it's going to be easier to make mistakes. So what you want to do is you want to find maybe attack points, you want to find a road, you want to find a trail, a junction, a building, a water tower, a hilltop, a valley, a major spur that you can see, a bend in the river that you know that you're going to be able to find, and use that as kind of an attack point. Even if that means you have to intentionally drift towards that direction, what that's going to do is keep you out of trouble. And it's going to help make sure that all you have to do is move, you know, maybe 200 or 300 meters, which you can sustain super easy, even through stuff like that. So it's going to take you a little bit longer, but you can be a little bit more sure-footed about what it is that you're doing and where you're going. I had a blast, and I'm so looking forward to this steak. I think Riggs is too. He doesn't know it, but he's going to get some of that steak. That's going to be so good. Get him some water too. Now let's take a quick bite. Oh, that is off the chain. This is next level decadence. Oh my goodness. The meat, the raspberry, vinaigrette, and the hotness of the jalapeno. I mean, come on. Oh boy. It's a good boy. Here you go. Right, and of course we need something to wash this thing down. They don't give blue ribbons to just everybody. All right, so let's kind of backwards track how we got here. Hey, you back off of that. That's a knife, bud. So let's talk about food. But just a regular steak from the Safeway, nothing special. About 4 ounces of raspberries, about a quarter cup of vinaigrette, a little bit of butter, and some jalapeno that I fried up. Could have used a little bit more jalapeno. It was fine. Man, that thing was so good. I don't know if you could tell that, but it was so amazing. Could you taste it on your side of the screen? Because that thing was off the chain good. I mean, come on. All right, so we're going to talk about this grill, which is a Lifedoo grill. If you look down in the description, you'll be able to, and I'll leave a pinned comment. If you're looking for one of these, I think they're offering about 25% off, something like that. Don't quote me on that. Just using the promotion code for Stokermatic. It's super easy to put together. I think it's really good to not use a lot of charcoal, right? Which is a strong tendency of folks to use too much than what you need. Sets up super quick. It's kind of reminds me of those things they sell that put into wallet, you know, just super slim cards that they're all pre-cut out with a CNC machine. It's very similar. I think it's going to be a value added for car camping. I think it's going to be value added for dispersed camping. Places like this where I can't have an open fire, this is a little bit of a workaround. Maybe not technically, but whatever. Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good hit. It's got the ash pan. It's got a great top grate. And the good thing about it, I think, is if anything's going to fail on this, I think it's just going to be the top grate itself, which is easily replaceable. Hey, if you enjoyed the content of this one, make sure you like it. Leave some comments down below about some ways that maybe it could have been better or anything else that resonated with you with, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. I think getting out and testing some different things is a critical thing. Then let me know down in the comments, and what do you think needs to be tested skill-wise? If you enjoy the grill, if you enjoy the steak, man, those are the 3 things on this, this video, right? So until then, you stay out there, and you stay stoked.